Welcome. Today we are looking at C.R.E. Paper 1, Part 1, Revision 37. Thanks a lot for subscribing. Question 1a. Why the Bible had to be compiled to present form? In order to prevent information from getting lost, the eyewitnesses of Jesus were being killed due to the expansion of the church, due to increased number of believers, to counteract false teachings, to counteract teachers who were confusing, to ensure same doctrines were taught to all Christians, to teach the Jews of diaspora, to preserve an orderly account of biblical themes. Basically is to avoid distortion. B. 7 effects of sin on Adam and Eve with reference to the story of the fall of human beings in Genesis chapter 3. They started dying, yet they were to live forever. They became afraid of God. They hid when He called them. They lost the authority over other creation. Man was to rule over the woman. Inequality between man and woman set in. The woman was to be in pain while giving birth. There developed enmity between the human beings and the serpent. They were to toil in order to get food. They became embarrassed because of their nakedness. They developed mistrust between man and woman. They were expelled out of the Garden of Eden. They were separated from God. 1c. Ways in which Christians in Kenya use the Bible today. They read the Bible for spiritual growth, for meditation, for Bible study. They use it for instructing new converts. It is used as a textbook when teaching Christian religious education in schools. It is used to compose Christian hymns, songs, and drama. It is used as a resource material in search of general knowledge or as a reference. It is used in taking oath, vows, or swearing. It is used as a prayer book. It is used for preaching or evangelism. It is used to explain Christian ethics, rituals, doctrines, and also used in guidance and counseling. It is used to produce Christian literature. Question 2a. How God prepared the Israelites for covenant making. God told Moses to remind the people of Israel on how He brought them out of Egypt. God told Moses that He wanted to make a special relationship with them. That is, He wanted to make them a kingdom of priests. Moses called the elders and told them that what God had said. God told Moses that He wanted Israelites to obey Him. The Israelites promised to do all that the Lord had said. He promised to come down and meet with the people on the third day. People were instructed to consecrate themselves by washing their garments. Moses set boundaries for people not to go up the mountain. People were to abstain from sexual relationship. On the third day, there was a thick cloud upon the mountain, a loud trumpet blast, and earthquake. Moses brought the people out to meet with God. The Lord came down from the top of the mountain and called Moses up the mountain. B. Characteristics of the covenant between God and Abraham. It was initiated by God. It was solemn, permanent, long-lasting, or binding. It was unconditional. It was sealed through the sacrifice of animals. There were promises to be fulfilled. The parties entered it willingly, as in they entered it voluntarily. He offered sacrifices to God. There was a ceremony. It was an outward sign. It had an outward sign, which was circumcision. It was between two unequal parts. Challenges that Christians face while practicing their faith in Kenya. Emergence of splitting groups within the church. Emergence of cults which practice ungodly activities. Emphasis on materialism by the churches. Lack of role models among leaders. Open conflicts among church leaders. Authoritarianism, misuse of resources by the leaders, Rise of state-church conflicts, for example, no yes situation in the referendum, confusion among Christians due to different interpretations of the Bible, church leaders not having time for all members, as in church leaders having discrimination, negative effects of mass media or the modern technology, permissiveness in the society, that is too much freedom in the society, or you can just say moral decadence. 3a. Achievements of King David. He conquered and defeated the enemies of Israel. He was a brilliant army commander. He expanded the geographical boundaries of Israel. He captured the old fortress of Jerusalem from the Jebusites. He made Jerusalem the capital city of Israel. He made Jerusalem a religious center by bringing the Ark of the Covenant from Abinadab's house. He made peace treaties with his neighbors. He composed many psalms used in worship. He united the 12 tribes of Israel under one ruler. He made preparations for the construction of the temple. He respected God's prophets and even consulted them. 4 life skills used by Prophet Elijah to fight against false religion. Assertiveness. He told Ahab that he was the cause of trouble in Israel. Creative thinking. He requested for a contest. Decision making. He killed the prophets of Baal. Self-esteem. He was convinced that God was with him. Conflict resolution. Convinced the Israelites that Yahweh was a true God. Effective communication. When explained to the people how the contest would be carried out. Self-awareness. He knew that he was a prophet of God. Critical thinking. He sought ways to prove that Yahweh was the true God. Negotiation. Elijah asked the Israelites to choose between God and Baal. See, lesson modern political leaders can learn from King David. Modern political leaders should have faith in God or trust or depend on God. They should promote the worship of true God in their nations. Modern political leaders should ask for forgiveness, repent when they do wrong. They should seek advice from church leaders. They should not use their position to oppress their subjects, should be just and fair. Political leaders should promote unity among their subjects. They should establish good relations with their neighboring countries. They should secure countries from external threats. That is, they should secure their countries from aggression. Question 4a. Categories of true prophets. Major prophets contain elaborate message and it's detailed. Minor prophets have short information and have brief messages. Canonical, their utterances recorded in books that bear their names. Non-canonical, they are oracles. Messages have been compiled by other authors. Cultic, their duties are associated with places of worship. Early prophets sent by God for specific tasks. B. Prophet Amos on social justice and responsibility. The righteous were sold for silver and the poor for a pair of sandals. The rich women led luxurious lives and were unkind to the poor. The rulers lived luxurious lives in good houses as the poor suffered. The rulers were arrogant, trusted in material things. That is, they were complacent. Judges were corrupt and took bribes from the rich. The wealthy merchants cheated the poor, that is, they were dishonest. The Israelites indulged in drunkenness and even forced the Nazarites to do so. Those who spoke the truth were hated. They indulged in sexual immorality. Amos advised against robbery with violence. People took excessive share of harvest from farmers. That is, people exploited the farmers. The rich took the poor man's garment security for a loan. The rich took the poor man's garment as security for loans. See, reasons why Christians find it difficult to help the needy in Kenya today. There are too many needy cases. Tribal feelings may hinder one from giving assistance to the needy. Political leanings influence Christians against helping those who do not belong to their camp. Lack of what to share, indifferences of some Christians to the plight of the needy, denominational differences where some Christians are not ready to share with those who do not belong to their camp, poor communication, or you can just say poor infrastructure in some parts of the country that make it impossible to reach the needy. It is difficult to identify the genuine needy cases. It is difficult to identify the genuine needy cases. Question 5a. Symbolic acts related to hope and restoration. The vision of two baskets of figs. Jeremiah saw a vision of two baskets. One had figs while the other had good figs. The good figs represented the first group of who submitted to deportation to exile. This group would be restored. The buying of land. God instructed Jeremiah to buy land from his cousin and followed all the procedures. This indicated the restoration of Israel to their homestead. The wooden ox yoke. This symbolizes the perseverance of Jews in exile. After a period of time, God would break the yoke of the Babylonian. The letter to the exiles. He wrote the letter to encourage the exiles that God still cared for them. B. Ways in which Nehemiah demonstrated qualities of a good leader. Was hardworking, was committed to his work, he faced oppositions courageously, he prayed and consulted God in all situations, he had vision for the nation, he delegated duties is that he recognized other people's ability, he was patriotic. He made wise decisions. He was honest. He served as a role model and participated in the rebuilding process. See, problems Christian leaders in Kenya face in their work: opposition from political leaders, lack of cooperation from members of the church, false prophets, misinterpretation of the scriptures, drug abuse among members, lack of adequate time for pastoral care, poor infrastructure that makes it possible to reach some areas, insecurity in some parts of the country, lack of resources to enable them spread the good news, lack of professional training to enable them do their work effectively, moral decadence which has become order of the day, negative influence from mass media, or you can just say pornography. 6a. 6 specialists in traditional African communities. We have healers. They are also called medicine men or herbalists, priests, blacksmiths, elders or kings, diviners or mediums, prophets or prophetesses or seers, circumcisers. B. Factors that promote harmony and mutual responsibility: communal ownership of land, communal religious beliefs and practices, political organization, observance of taboos, rites of passage, leisure activities, division of labor, rules and regulations, communal work, a belief in common ancestry. C. Practices in traditional African communities that show belief in life after death, naming children after the dead, invoking the names of dead during problems, burying the dead with some property, offering sacrifices to the dead, pouring libations, taking care of the graveyards, fulfilling the wishes of the dead, talking of the dead as having gone for a walk, washing the dead's body or giving a decent burial, holding commemoration ceremonies, burying the dead in a particular position. Did you understand? Kindly let me know in the comment section below. Also, let me know what video I can look at tomorrow. Thanks a lot for subscribing and listening to me. God bless you.